I'm gonna say something that's gonna make a lot of editors really uncomfortable. Your edits don't matter as much as you think they do. And I know that's really hard to hear, especially if you've been spending years sharpening your skills. But working on a content connected to Alex Hormozi himself made this crystal clear for me in a ways I wasn't even expecting. Because at that level, skill is assumed. Anyone they consider could deliver. So they're not choosing based on who edits the best. They're choosing on something completely different, and that's exactly what I'll be breaking down in this video. So here's some context first. We had the opportunity to work on school ads connected to Alex Hormozi 100 Million Money Models book launch. And if you don't know what it is, it's one of the biggest book launches in recent years. And the content behind it was being seen by hundreds of thousands of people. So there were real stakes and real expectations. On top of that, we work with school gamers winners, people running multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses online. Coaches, consultants, course creators, you name it. People who consider content as a real revenue driver. Not just a hobby, not an afterthought, but a real way of how they build authority and drive revenue. And when you're operating at that level, something becomes obvious very fast. These people are not sitting there and analyzing your color grades. They're not impressed by your transitions. They don't care if you know every single plugin inside Premiere Pro. No, that stuff is completely invisible to them. What they care about is something entirely different. And the gap between what editors think their clients want and what their clients actually want is exactly why so many talented editors are staying stuck right now. So let me break down exactly what I took away from this experience. The first thing that hit me was this. At a certain level, skill is assumed. When someone is running real business online, generating real revenue, they're not gonna hire somebody who cannot deliver. That's a baseline. So they're not evaluating you based on are you talented? No, they're evaluating you based on are you safe? Safe meaning, will you disappear on me? Will I have to chase you for files? Will I have to explain the same brief 5 times? Will you miss the deadline and waste my time? That's the real interview happening inside their heads. People don't even realize they're being evaluated based on that. Just think about scale for a second. Alex Hormozi's 100 Million Money Models book launch wasn't some small campaign, right? This was content that was going to a massive audience, connected to a business doing crazy numbers. And the expectation wasn't make it look good. The expectation was be professional, communicate clearly, deliver on time, and don't make us think twice about whether you got a handle or not. You can be the most talented and creative editor alive, but if a high-level client can't predict your behavior, they won't trust you with their business. And this is something that we talk a lot about inside High Rise Academy. There are people inside there who are actually learning right now how to position themselves like this. Not as editors, but as reliable operators who just happen to edit. Now that shift alone changes how much you can charge and who do you attract. Now before I go any further, this opportunity, working at this level, getting connected to these kind of clients, it didn't all just fall into my lap. I'd been doing this whole thing a disservice if I didn't mention someone. His name is Benjamin Evat, and we're business partners at this point. A lot of what we've built together, the clients we work with, the level that we've been able to operate at, that's a joint effort. And I think it's really important to say it out loud rather than just keeping the credits to myself, right? And nobody builds anything here completely alone. The right partnership, the right person in your corner, the right collaboration at the right time, that stuff matters. Brother, if you're watching this, let's keep crushing it. Now, this one took me a while to understand. When you're working with someone who already has a strong business, they usually have a strong instinct of what works in their content. And they're not coming to you for a complete creative reinvention. They're coming to you because they need someone who can see what they're building, quickly understand the goal, and execute without any friction. And now the mistake most editors make is they try to impress. They come in with a bunch of unsolicited ideas, suggest redesigning the entire channel or overhauling the entire style. And clients might just need somebody who can understand and deliver, nothing more. Now think about it from Hormozi's perspective. The man has written 100 million offers, 100 million leads, and now 100 million money models. And he won't be searching for an editor who can reinvent the whole identity of his. He's already built that. What he needs is somebody who can understand the vision and execute it at a highest level without creating more work for his team. There's a version that adds value and genuinely serving your client, and there's a version that just serves your ego, nothing more. And knowing the difference is an actual skill itself. When we edited videos for that launch, the most valuable things that we brought wasn't the flashiest edits. It was the ability to understand the audience, the tone, the business goals, and produce content that fit that vision without making anyone manage us. And we over-delivered every time. And not by doing more than what was asked, but by doing exactly what was asked, better than expected, and with zero hand-holding required. Now this is probably the single biggest takeaway from everything. Premium clients clients, the ones that actually generate revenue, the ones spending serious money on their business, they are already making 100 decisions every single day. What to prioritize, what to cut, what to delegate, what to approve, what not to approve. The absolute last thing they want is another editor making them think more. And here's where it really clicked for me. When you're working on something like Alex Hormozi videos, you're operating inside of a machine that's already moving really fast. Decisions are being made at every single level. Content is going out consistently. People running that business don't have time to babysit another freelancer. They need somebody who sees that brief, understands it immediately, and comes back with exactly what was needed or better. And most editors don't operate on that level. That's the thing. They're sending files without a context. They ask questions that should have been answered beforehand. They wait to be told what to do instead of taking the initiative. And clients end up feeling they've hired another problem they need to manage, not a solution. The editors who actually succeed in this type of business are the ones who make their clients' life easier. Proactive communication, organized delivery, flagging potential issues before they become problems, knowing when to ask and when just to make the right call and move forward. The clients who stay with us long terms, who paid consistently and trusted us more over time, weren't staying because edits were spectacular. They stayed because they knew things were handled properly and that they could focus on their zone of genius and leave the content to us and not to worry about it. Now that's the real product you're selling, the certainty that things are being handled properly. So what to actually do with all this? Stop leading with your portfolio and start leading with your process. Show clients how you work before you show them what you've made, because at that level, how you operate matters as much as what you can produce. Take initiative before you even ask to do it. And if you see something that could be better, say it. Say it in a way that shows that you're actually invested in this, that you're invested in their outcome, not just padding your invoice. And above everything else, follow through. In an industry full of people who overpromise and underdeliver, simply doing what you said you can do makes you rarity. It sounds obvious, but it's not common, because these are things that we can build our reputations on. And that's exactly why people come to us. Not because we were the flashiest option, but because we understood what they actually needed and delivered without any complications. Now, if you want to learn how to position yourself and attract clients like these, how to communicate your value, how to structure your approach, how to talk with clients, how to outreach to them, that's exactly what I'm breaking down inside High Rise Academy. It's completely free. There are people in there right now actively working on closing their first high-ticket clients, learning from real examples and actually moving forward. Once again, it's absolutely free. It costs you nothing. Link is down below. Now, editors who get the work done at this level aren't necessarily the most talented. They're the most reliable, the most professional, and the most focused on outcomes over aesthetics. And that's exactly what this level demands. That's what working on Hormozi's content made absolutely clear to me. Once you understand it, once you stop trying to impress and actually start to solve, everything about your client approach will change. And once again, I'm really grateful for Benjamin who opened the door for me. And I'm grateful for every client who gave us a shot and trusted us so far. Now go apply this, and if you want your life just to be a little bit more easier, come enjoy High Rise Academy. Link down below. It's completely free. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.